But also because of this, a lot of talk shows are trying to come back, like the Jennifer Hudson show is trying to come back. Now, this is great. I got a snowball effect of things I got to talk about right here. So Jennifer Hudson was going to come back today, was going to start, but she said that they're delaying now. They're delaying, and Jennifer Hudson said that after much discussion and Hudson's urging, they're shutting down and pausing production. And people were about to pick it there too because this was a WGA show, and they were going to start without writers. And they said, well, we will just have them improv, or she'll just improv, it'll be fine. But they're like, no, this is a WGA show, like you can't start. And she was going to do it, but she decided to stop. Someone else decided to stop was The Talk. The Talk as well, a CBS production, also has WGA writers involved that couldn't be there. And they said the same thing. We're going to have them improv, first have people come back to work. We know it's not going to violate the WGA at all. We're just going to go back to work. But it really will. It's in WGA production again, like they shouldn't be filming without WGA writers. And so again, they pause their talks, they pause their talk, and they're going to be waiting until the strike's over as well. And it all came down to Drew Barrymore, everybody. Because Drew Barrymore was the very first person that came forward and said she was going to go back to work. And of course, she had 3 writers. We talked about this last week. 3 writers in the picket line that very first day they came back. And then more people joined. They were like, this is not right. You're a WGA show. And she went back and forth. She put a video out on Friday and she said that she was sorry, but they had to continue forward. And then last night, she actually said, I have listened to everyone and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt. And of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. So the fact is she came forward and finally said, hey, I'm not going to do this. A lot of backlash on her. People have been really giving her shit about starting back. And she finally listened and she's like, hey, we're not going to do it. And CBS too were like, yeah, okay, all right, we're not going to do that. But you know what? The one person, though, I'm going to tell everybody that I was shocked that I heard before we came on was that Bill Maher himself is actually delaying his program too. And I did not think Bill Maher was going to do it. I thought Bill Maher was going to 100% get in there and be like, we're shooting, because he made a whole stink about it. And he said today, he said, my decision to return to work was made when it seemed nothing was happening and there was no end in sight for the strike. Now that both sides have agreed to go back to negotiating, I'm going to delay the return of my real-time show for now and hope they can finally get this done. For now, he says, though. For now. I mean, this is everybody's saying this, too. It's like, well, we got to get back to work. People are hurting. We understand that people are hurting. But it doesn't help anyone's cause if you're not striking with everybody else and you're going back to work and putting money in producers' pockets, giving people content, and not helping fight the good fight. So I know that a lot of people, viewers we have in the show, will be upset about this news because people were excited these shows were coming back. But honestly, this might help everything else come back sooner, because if people go back to work and don't support the strike, it's just going to slow everything down. It just really will. Sabrina, are you surprised about all this is happening? Are you surprised everyone kind of like one after another, bam, 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 started deciding to delay? Or you think this is just going to happen regardless?
No, I don't know. I think once all that backlash hit Drew Barrymore and then she like had that crying apology on Twitter that she then took down, and like, you know, like that whole like evolution of what was going on with that, which is kind of what I believe started people like being like, well, she's coming back, then we'll come back. So I think it was like a domino effect of people saying that they were going to come back. And then the same thing, domino effect the other way of walking back that they were going to come back. Like, honestly, I don't like doing a talk show. The only person, and you know, it's still not fucking cool, but the only person who really could do the show without writers would be Bill Maher, because he was not going to do the new rules. He wasn't going to do his monologue. He wasn't going to do the death segment that he does. Like, so it was just going to basically be an interview show, which then kind of puts him in a category with the news. I still don't agree with it. He's in the Writers Guild. He has, you know, tons of writers on a show. I still think it's completely and wildly inappropriate. But for someone like Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Hudson or like The Talk, you know, where they have a much more, it's more like a daytime talk show as opposed to like something that he could kind of switch to a news desk situation. Like, I just find that it would, there's very little chance that there isn't somebody giving her or giving them or giving other people like what to say. Like, there's no way that there's no writing happening there. So I feel like that's really supporting a scab situation, and it's definitely inappropriate and not going to help the strike. So I'm glad that they're walking it back, and I'm glad that they're not going to start again. You know, just in solidarity. Like, I'm sorry for people who are going to miss their content. I know there's a lot of people that love those shows and miss those shows and want those shows to come back. But like Brian said earlier, I agree. Like, you know, that if everyone stays together and we don't do it right now, hopefully it can get to a resolution sooner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed because Drew Barrymore said that Sunday, and then it was like, I'm like, well, wonder if anybody else would do it. And then it was like The Talk,
domino effect,
Jennifer Hudson, and then all of a sudden Bill Maher today. So I mean, Jesus, it's great it's happening, but I get people are be upset about it. Hey, what's up, Ty? Now, Mark, as a WGA member, were you like upset that Bill Maher was going to go back to work because he's a member too? Or were you like, this kind of makes sense to me that everybody would start working if they can?
Oh, I was just really impressed. This guy is like MVP of just doing things to make people hate him. I thought he was kind of crushing it. I was like, this is like the perfect thing to make people keep hating you. Like he's just so good at it. Yeah, and also Drew Barrymore, of all the shows that are like that we want back, that could come back on all these different networks. It's weird that she thought that we needed more Drew Barrymore right now. Like so many places are shut down, and it's just weird that she thought, no, I think this is what the people want. We need more of me right now because
more of me. Everybody wants to see me. I'm gonna perk them up.
Yeah, because I'm sure she's hurting for money right now. What? It's just like the people who need it are the people who are working for the show. But yeah,
it's true. And a lot of people were paying their crew too. Like Jimmy Fallon's been doing that. Jimmy Kimmel, they had that whole Strike Force 5 doing that podcast where they're paying their people. Awesome. And Bill Maher said he paid a little bit. He said I paid a little bit, but it's like, honestly, that's what people are doing that have the money right now. It's like just taking care of their crew because that's what you should be doing, I think. And Bill Maher, you're right. Bill Maher likes to just cause chaos. So I was like, I did not expect him to be like, I'm not gonna not come back now. I said I'm coming back, so I'm coming back. So I was shocked when I read that today. I'm like, oh, he did it. I was like going through the notes. I'm like, I'm gonna add it on there. He's coming back. He's stopping it too, like everybody else. So. Yeah, but Drew Barrymore, I don't know. She was going nuts online about everything too, like the crying video, and then she took it down, and then she's saying her friends were hassling her too. I mean, I get it. People are like, you're being a scab, and everyone's like, scab, don't do that. Like, support your union, support other people that are working on your show. And I get people are frustrated because there's other people that aren't working, and I understand that, and that sucks. There's a lot of people suffering right now, but I put it on the producer's back, put it on the studio's backs, and be like, hey, take care of the people and get us back to work. Exactly. Yeah, because they're not going to do that though.
Yeah, it's cool that like the white blood cells of like the writing community actually kind of came up and like ended up like whoa, take a step back. Like it kind of fixed itself.
Yeah, they were like, we're going to picket that really bad, everybody, and they started picketing right away. They were picketing. Yeah. They were picking the talk here in CBS Radford Studios. They were outside talking there. They were in New York picketing Drew Barrymore. I mean, they were talking about picketing Bill Maher too. Yep. So. I mean, it's good that the solidarity is amazing with this whole thing. So with SAG and with the WGA, like the way they've come together, like these big pickets have been amazing and just like breathtaking, and just it makes me really believe in the industry a lot of times when I see it. People are like actually on the same page, what they want and what they need. It's great. It really is great.
Yeah, it's cool.
But
you kind of expect people to flake, right? But no, they're all staying strong, and it's cool to see,
Yeah, it really is. And I just don't think that, I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic about Wednesday that they'll get a deal moving forward. But as these things take, if they actually start going back and forth negotiating, it's going to take at least a week or two to get a deal. I think. I don't think there's something like sign a deal tomorrow and be done with it. So it's not like maybe we're getting closer, but I still am just, I don't believe it's going to happen that fast.
Well, but even if it does, like, then they still have to get to the table with SAG and then reach an agreement with SAG, and like, you know what I mean? So like, it's not going to be like even if on day one they were like, okay, great, everything's perfect, we're going to sign these contracts, we love it. Like by the time like that gets into play, and then they sit down with SAG and they reach an agreement with SAG, and then that gets it, like all the lawyer paperwork, everything. Like, there's no way that it's going to happen that quickly. Like we're still at least a month out, I think.
Yeah, as unfortunate.
At the best case scenario.
Last strike was 100 days, right?
Yep, and we're
past that.
We're 130.
Yeah.
There, yeah. Oh,
yeah, it's
right there.
No, we're past that.
We're like 137 or something like that, or 140, something like that at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. It just doesn't seem like it's ever going to stop.
Hey, Chris.
But we'll get back there.